Don't worry, we're taking care of James. We'll make sure he's fine. All right, we'll make sure we do that. We love it when you're a part of the conversation. The WhatsApp number is 0809 440 981. That is the WhatsApp number. You can also tweet at Smooth981 and catch the live stream up on YouTube. You can catch that on our channel. It's Smooth 91 FM Lagos. All right, so let's get straight into it. Tiwa Savage has been confirmed. Okay, it has been confirmed that Tiwa Savage would be performing at the coronation of the King of England. It still sounds very strange to say the King of England.
So odd. So very odd.
King Charles, right?
Yes, he's been a prince for what, 70-something years?
Yeah. It sounds awkward, but it's what it is. I mean, I think by now we should have gotten used to it already. So yes, so Tiwa will be performing at the after party, as in after the coronation, the main coronation. So it's supposed to be on Sunday, I believe. She'll be performing. And she's on the list of the artists from around the world that will be performing. And I think it's a big deal. This is actually the first of its kind. I mean, except if we sleep. I mean, it slipped off us. If maybe once upon a time back in the days, some top Nigerian artists had performed at the Queen's Coronation. I mean, we all know also the same. See, as long as what's his name, now King Charles has existed as a prince, the Queen had always been there as well. That's the late Queen. So you can imagine that. So we don't know if maybe somehow, some way, one Nigerian performed during our coronation, but I can't remember anything. I mean, I've seen the both the movie and I've read as well. I didn't see any Nigerian on the list, and this is actually the first time that I'm seeing, or we are seeing, a Nigerian. I don't even know if an African artist had performed in the past, at any of those coronations. So it's a big deal. I don't know how big of a deal it is to Tiwa. I don't know how excited she is herself, but we are happy to have a Nigerian on the on the bill, and I think it to be broadcast live on BBC and maybe several other stations and channels across the world. So it'll be a big deal to see how it turns out.
Now, it's also very interesting because a lot of artists were invited to perform and they kept turning the king down. How do you turn a king down, right? So Ed Sheeran, Adele, Harry Styles, the Spice Girls, Elton John, Robbie Williams.
Those are huge names.
The big names. I'm not to say Tiwa is not a big name, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of these guys said, yeah, thank you, King, but I'll pass. I'm having dinner on that day.
I'm actually surprised that someone like Elton John will pass. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know his relationship in the past with the,
He was very close to Diana, I believe.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, but well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just surprised that he passed. I don't know, But apart from him, several other people. I mean, from what I read, had also tried to say no, thank you, I'm not available. So I wouldn't know why, but as far as the situation is concerned, people that are going to be there will still make history, just what it is. But hey, it's fingers crossed. Let's see how it plays or pans out.
All right. 0809 440 981. That is the WhatsApp number.
Alrighty, let's move on to this one. Well, I don't know if I should say it's a sad one, but Jerry Springer, a highly influential.
It's a sad one, Ayo. A very sad one.
It's sad.
Now, the host of the Jerry Springer Show, one of the most iconic shows. Jerry. You stole my thunder. The host of the Jerry Springer Show, because I was actually going to do that. The host of the Jerry Springer Show, popular talk show filled with outrageous guests, putting it very mildly, and wild fight that lasted 27 years. Passed away peacefully at his home in the Chicago area on a Thursday morning after battling pancreatic cancer. According to TMZ source, it was diagnosed a few months ago.
Wow.
One of the OGs of primetime TV.
Ratchet primetime TV.
But still, it kept us glued.
It did, though. I remember when, how it's like WW, all of those wrestling or wrestling bouts, when they call the first person, and then as they're calling the next person, the guy is rushing to the to the ring with all. So you just never know what to expect.
Straight into action.
As in, you never know what to expect. So and the bodyguards are there waiting just in case. It's always like UFC. It's it's fun. I don't know how that is supposed to be entertaining. Do you understand? Like, we just expect chaos on the show every other time. But I mean, it was just a form of entertainment. It was also good to watch a lot of time, because at the end of the day, sometimes on that show, it just sort of helps people make peace, or just sort of help people or participants find closure in whatever they are going through. And it's so sad. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, oh wow. Now, truth be told, I didn't even know he was still alive, seriously, because I felt like he had done this thing, or this whole thing had happened like way so long ago that he wasn't top of the mind to me personally. So when I saw it, I was like, oh wow, he just died. Oh wow. So I really, really didn't know that. Oh, because I just thought that he was so old that maybe news had passed since I missed it.
To be fair, he did look a bit older, even in the 90s. He looked like
that's what I thought. That's why I thought.
Giving the Morgan Freeman vibes.
Yes.
I don't recall seen any images actually of Jerry Springer as a young person. I don't recall. All the images of him in my head are as he was when
he had a colorful life.
Same here. Yeah. Same here.
Interesting. Did you know he was a lawyer?
What?
Oh wow.
Yes, he was even the mayor of, I think, Cincinnati.
Yes, he was a one-time mayor in Cincinnati.
Right.
Wow. Single term mayor. Wow. I think that was 1977.
Wow. Imagine Jerry as a lawmaker.
It's something difficult for me to picture.
Rest in peace, Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Smokey Robinson, who of course is one of the most amazing songwriters in the world, early days of Motown, wrote a lot of hits for the Jackson 5 and a lot of the other Berry Gordy artists on Motown. Well, he's come out and admitted, now Smokey Robinson is 82 or 83, I think. He's come out and admitted that he had relations with Diana Ross way back in the day when he was married to his first wife. Now, the interesting thing is Diana Ross also had relations with Berry Gordy, who was his boss at Motown.
What in the triangle is?
It's an entanglement.
The entanglement is going on here. All these revelations. What is this? This is a Jerry moment. Honestly.
But do you think he should have said this at this time? Really? Diana Ross is almost 70. He is in his 79 or something. I don't know. He is in his 80s. Berry Gordy is 96 years and looks very good, by the way. But should he have said this now?
What's the point?
So I don't know. I don't know why he had to. But you know what they say about secrets sometimes? You just think that the secret is supposed to be a secret that nobody's supposed to hear, but somehow, some way, it just sort of comes out, But I was reading this, so I was like, oh wow, this hot gist, But I don't know how impactful it will be right now.
He has a new album out, I believe.
Oh well. I don't know.
I'm not saying there's a link though, but just putting it out there.
Well, that's also possible. So, but this news gives that. I don't know if you guys remember when David was on an interview where he mentioned that he had a certain kind of relationship with the late Goldie.
Yes.
Now, even though later he came out to clear that, not like he had an intimate relationship with Goldie, but but the way the interview or the news broke made it seem like he had some kind of an intimate relationship with Goldie while she was alive. So that's the vibe that this one gives, coming out, because at the time I was like, they really didn't need to bring out that information. Especially when there was no clarity about what actually happened. That he didn't need to talk about it. He didn't need to say, he had some kind of relationship, because we knew that they were friends. But the way he now said it made people think that he was sleeping with Goldie, back then. But that's the vibe that this gives. Like, we brings the question: why do we have to bring? Did somebody? If there were rumors, let's say back in the day, there were. So we don't know. I don't know personally if there were rumors that were that they denied back in the days. It would have been different. But coming out to talk about it now, I don't know. Sometimes there are some secrets that you might have to consult your partner in crime to let out.
Your partner in crime.
So, but it's what it is. It's what it. I think they are humans, and it's out now, and it's better for it to have come out like this. So it seemed like an open confession. than
Wow.
to take this secret to the grave. Like people say, maybe it's not so always easy to take your secret to the grave. So I mean,
was
I
he
don't
looking
know,
for
just
closure,
saying.
perhaps, or something?
You know, the guilt. Yeah, it's possible. You
Maybe
know,
the
just, we don't
guilt.
know. Yeah,
I wonder
we
if
don't know.
him and Barry have spoken on the phone about this, because two of them are very close. They were honored together in February, and he called him his best friend.
Is it really about Barry
best
or
friend.
Zibby? Is it really about Barry now or about the ex-wife at the time? I mean, the wife at the time, but which is, I mean, they're now, they're no longer together. But at the time, he was married, you know, and then Claudette, and then Claudette was friends with Diana as well. You understand? So
wow,
yeah.
friends. Wow. I don't know. I don't think I can look at Smokey Robinson the same way again. I see him as this sweet, beautiful man because, I mean, he's gorgeous. He could write. Yeah. But I'm just like, well, you're also a cheat. And really, with your friend's wife and your friend's partner, why?
And the way he said that it just happened. You know, it just happened. That I was young and, you know,
how does that
aspiring.
Just happen?
For a year.
Do you understand? That's what he said. He said it just happened, you know.
Do you slip, fall, and then it just happens?
I mean, it just happened.
Anyways, there's a message here on WhatsApp. This is from Daisy. Daisy said, some entanglements are meant to be left only. Is he seriously chasing clout at his age? She further adds that no guilt, it's just a PR stunt.
Yeah, he has a new album, new music. But wow, an 83-year-old man, I don't know, it's so weird. All right, so let's go on and talk about Hollywood. Now, it seems like the writers in Hollywood are demanding a pay rise, just like everyone else across this world is demanding for a pay rise. The writers in Hollywood are like, you know what, I've had enough. We will not let you guys pay us peanuts. So now, if you don't increase our wages, we will strike. And that strike is set to start today.
Well, it's interesting. I didn't know that the industry had or structured like when you work for the government, you know, I didn't know they had that kind of structure. I used to think that maybe if as a writer or a content creator, whatever art it is that you're operating from, that you have your own charges. Do you understand? Just the same way they do with the actors. So I was quite surprised that, I said, okay, they can go on strike. So there's like a group of writers who can just go on strike. Okay, maybe if I'm a producer or a director or whatever, can't I get somebody else from somewhere else to come and write a movie or write for me? So, but this also shows that there's a natural structure where things don't just happen. Like we were just here, we don't even know that it's possible for the writers in Hollywood to go on strike, really. And I'm thinking that the Nigerian or the Nollywood writers or the people that have written or are still writing will be looking like, oh, wait, can we go on strike? They say like, did you hear what's happening in Hollywood? Can we go on strike? So I wonder how much they are paying them already right now that is making them say, they're saying
apparently
they're
they've been receiving the same pay from 2013. And 10 years later, it's about time.
That's a long time.
The amount of inflation that has gone on, economic situations, that's about 10 years, 2013 till now. Yeah, that's
the first time, because I think it might have been sometime in 2008, the Hollywood writers went on strike. I remember there was a TV show called Heroes that was big at the time. So it's kind of affected the script, because when you watch the following season of Heroes, it doesn't quite live up, because that was at the height of the writer's strike. So there were a lot of delays. So it affected so many TV shows around that time as well. So your favorite show that you enjoy watching, it's possible if this strike does go ahead, it might be delayed or the writing might be, subpar.
Wow. So when it comes to maybe increasing the price or what's it called, the salary, so to speak, does that mean they're getting paid like monthly, like a monthly salary thing, or just if you're going to indulge me, if you're going to engage me to write a script, this is the standard, or this is how much you're going to have to pay me? You know, I don't know, it's not clear.
They are employees of the studio, so they would write for different projects from that particular studio. So
that makes sense.
There's a system with how it's done. Let's see what Daisy has to say on WhatsApp.
So Daisy said, I'm sorry if that's the writers, go on strike. How will we suffer as citizens? I feel for them, but remember, you're not saving lives. Other streaming platforms are available.
watching a TV show and then it just stops in the middle. It really like maybe Game of Thrones.
A TV show that started amazingly well. You know those TV shows where they're like, I'll watch one episode and they're like, no, what happened next? What happened next? And then boom, stops.
That'll be sad though. So we don't even know that
thing
at all. It'll be difficult. I get it now. So maybe they are actually full staff or full-time writers with the studios, and like you said, you are enjoying one show right now, and then the next maybe six episode or something, and then you start wondering, wait, what happened? Even the continuity might look bad and stuff. So I get it. It makes sense. But I mean, I'm sure it's a system, it's a working system. They will do what they need to do. 2013 to, 10 years on the same pay scale. Sounds somehow. It's giving shackles, according to what some people say.
Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. Stay with us. It continues shortly. See, I think TV writers, the people behind the scenes, they don't get the acclaim that they deserve.
Yep.
Because those guys are so creative. It's insane. Because there's some things you watch and you're like, how did these writers think of this craziness? Oh my God.
So I don't know if you guys, have you seen You? Like you're on the 4th season right now. It's on Netflix. You, that's the title. No. WYOU, that's the title. I think you should, because I don't know, if you're watching, you'll just be wondering who wrote this. It's a series, all right?
Yeah.
You'll be wondering because the narration, somebody's narrating, the actor himself is narrating as the real life activities are going on.
Okay.
And you get a pen sometimes when you're watching this thing to some words that they use, very poetic, very, I don't know, man. So when you look at a movie or when you watch a series like that, and then if anything is taken out, let's say whoever was writing before or the group of people that were writing before wants you, maybe this situation of say strike, and then you come back and watch it, you easily know that, no, this is not, it has changed, So I can understand if they're saying, okay, they're going to go on strike, and then you see the impact of that whole, them not, or the people that were writing before not writing anymore, and they now bring new hands. I don't think the creative process will be the same. It will be
exactly. Different. You can always tell. I'm watching a series called Community. It's on Netflix. It's old, but when they change the writer in the 4th season, you can see that the quality of the show goes down. So they now had to go and bring that guy again to come back, and then in the 5th season it picks up again. So some people just are.
It's like people. It's like okay, like Zibby cooking and me cooking. There'll be a difference.
This is the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. Our special co-anchor this morning is James. Welcome, James, and thank
you, Zibby. Yes, so glad.
Lovely to have you on a Tuesday. We never have you on a Tuesday, James. So we're glad. All right, so you know how it is when you love a music group and then somehow one member of the group says, you know what, I'm leaving, and it's just never really the same. It's almost the same feeling that you would get when a group says, you know what, this is our farewell tour. It means it's our last tour, and it means goodbye, my friends. It's almost the end. And that's the situation with the rock group Aerosmith. Now, they've been together for 50 plus years, and they have now announced that they are having a farewell tour, and it's starting in September. I don't want to miss a thing.
That's my song. All day, every day.
What do you think, Jake?
I don't know how the impact, because, sometimes when I look at these groups, or even when it comes to making music over the years, over time, sometimes I really feel like maybe it's okay to just go your separate way, or it's okay to disband the group, or everybody do something else, because and not out of disrespect, you understand, because we've had these guys have been together for over 50 years, and you know what they say sometimes, they said friends or friends, you cannot have the same circle of friends for how do they put that thing for 20 years or something,
Yeah, I know it's but these guys, the exact words.
Like people that grew up at a certain time, like they cannot be together for so long or forever, and I feel like that's somehow what this feels like. You know, they've been together for so long and they've made so much money together. They've gone, played around the world for all this while, and it might just get to a point where somebody might just have a different dream or have different things to go after. And
maybe I think someone wants to retire.
Probably.
Do you understand? I mean, look at who knows how old they are. If you have been together for over 50 years, I mean, old are we talking about here? You know,
even Tyler is definitely somewhere close to 76 or 77.
You see,
they've been together as a group since 1970.
Wow.
Yeah, 1970. That's when Aerosmith came together.
That's a long time, you know. So I feel like, I mean, at this point, it might not just be question.
There's something else though. So recently, in the past year, there have been some kind of allegations that have been creeping up about Steven Tyler being with women who were underage. So do you think this is okay, you know what, let's not ruin the legacy. Let's make all the money we can from this last tour, because in the world that is so different from what it was back then, after this year, maybe no one is going to be buying anything from the rock stars, or even buying their music, attending their concert. So let's just cash out and everybody goes home.
You know, the interesting is that I don't. That's the thing. So I don't even think that this can be like their last. It might be their last concert, but not the end of them earning. I mean, royalties from the group will run their whole lifetime, and even continue from someone else. So, but yes, there are various factors, but I feel like they might just have gotten to a point where some people might not be giving the 100% that they used to give, and they are old as well. I feel like it's okay for them to. I mean, the fans have to be happy that at least they're giving us one final farewell concert, and I mean, we should accept it as it is and move on with it.
Wow! So we're really going to miss a thing at the end of the day.
Now, after the show, I need to go listen to that song again.
James, you're not a fan of the Rockers?
Not really. Oh. But they're all right. I mean, they're cool, but I'm not really much of a fan,
Okay.
Fair enough. All right, let's talk about two individuals that not really a fan of. So Usher, arguably the king of R&B, is giving up.
That man in jail will not like to hear that.
That made me laugh,
There's nothing he can do. Nothing he can do. So he's giving up yet another hint at the possibility of a Verzuz battle between him and fellow R&B singer Chris Brown during an interview with Big Boy's Neighborhood. Now, on April 26, when prompted by Big Boy about the ever-present question of the two mega entertainers doing a Verzuz or a similar song-for-song battle, Usher expressed his excitement towards the idea.
A Verzuz, Usher versus Chris Brown. I know which way I'm leaning, though.
You really
know which way
I
you're leaning?
Usher, I guess I don't want to guess yours already, Zibby. Usher, I believe. So yes,
I'm
Usher
not talking.
But it'll be interesting. I don't know if we've had this conversation before, if we was in the studio, or maybe
I think we might have.
I'm thinking so. We might have had this conversation before. But so now that Usher has actually spoken about it, I'm now thinking, Usher versus Chris Brown. So if you look, I think it will be about timing. A lot of people that really, really enjoyed Usher's music, I'm not saying that they're still not enjoying it, maybe, but was around the 90s, right? Around that 90s.
Noughties as well.
Usher
had a good career
into the 2000s.
Yeah, he did. I think I mean, when did he release that? His 1807 album.
Oh, 8701. That was 2001.
Which to me is like one of his best albums ever. I don't know, arguably for me, that's like my favorite album. Like when I think about Usher, that's the album that comes to mind first. And then we have Chris Brown, who is like like the Gen Z of R&B. Maybe not right now anymore, but he came in at a time where we had a lot of the younger artists who have now so it's like Wizkid, for instance. Let me use, for example, Wizkid, who has been around since maybe 2009. Yeah, maybe 2009. And he's been there till date. That's how Usher feels like to me. I remember when he came to Nigeria in 2000.
Usher came to Nigeria?
No, not Usher. Sorry, Chris Brown, I meant. Chris Brown
I'm going to ask the question again because I didn't know.
He always Chris Brown. So Chris Brown, yes, around I think it was 2010 when this day had this big concert that they brought Chris Brown, was Beyonce, Rihanna,
okay,
Jay-Z. Yeah, it was an iconic, it was big, it was huge. It was so I remember that. I mean, that was like for me, the first time I saw him, face to face on on stage. And he has been there till now. I mean, he had this crisis in between, the whole Rihanna thing, but I like to say that he survived. Even though some people are yet to forgive him or whatever, but he's still doing what he's doing. So I'm thinking about a lot of hit records. I don't know if so when it comes to experience and the longevity in terms of experience with making music and knowing the ropes and everything, I know that Usher has that edge, or he has that advantage. But I'm not like Chris Brown. Chris Brown is not a rookie as well, but I think it will be very competitive. It will be it will be nice to watch. But me, I'm going to say Usher sorry, I keep saying Usher. Chris Brown might.
That's what your mind is telling you.
That's what you're leaning.
Yes, that's what my mind says. I think Chris Brown will win.
Oh, okay. But James, let me just put you on the spot right here, really quickly. Looking at discography aside,
yes,
as performers, Usher, Chris Brown, who do you think would take it basically just as performers?
Honestly, I'll still give it to Chris Brown. You know why? Usher still has the moves, though. I'm not saying that he doesn't. He still has the moves, but they are not even on the same. They are not age mates. Chris Brown would do more backflips and more head rolls than.
You've seen Usher rollerblading, singing, and dancing at the same time.
I know
Chris Brown cannot do that.
Chris Brown can.
No.
So I really feel like
Chris Brown will be out of breath because of his lifestyle. Usher takes care of his body.
Oh, please, which lifestyle? Chris Brown is. Hey, so me, I'll take Chris Brown. I mean, let the listeners also tell us what they think.
Yes.
I mean,
Usher or Chris Brown. Who are you rooting for? Who will take it if this Verzuz happens?
Ali sent in a message and he says, but wait, are Usher and Chris Brown in the same league, though? That's a question that Ali's.
I would say Usher is a 4-time Grammy winner. He's an amazing actor. He's been in the industry since he was about 11 years old. He grew up under the tutelage of men like Diddy, who are shoddy business characters, but very talented with what they do. His mother was his manager for decades. He's grown up in the industry. He doesn't exactly have any scandals around him. He always comes across as the good guy. He's big on his family. He's just, okay, I love Usher. I'm sorry.
Zibby, I see what you did there. Now, okay, so you're supposed to continue now. What about Chris Brown?
Okay, Chris Brown is talented, but yeah, he's versatile. He can sing and he can rap. Can he act? Can he do what Usher does? Does he have that? Chris Brown is the sort of artist that is talented, but somehow it's hard to see the level of his talents because his personal life, his legal woes, he wears it around like a big shoe.
No, Zibby, he's not wearing anything. It's people like you that keep putting him in that situation. Let go, leave this guy.
Stop being in the middle. Pick a lane.
Let's hear, pick a lane.
No, if both of you are on the 2 lanes, let me be in the middle lane.
No, I need you to help us break. Pick a lane and let's beat one team at least.
So sorry to disappoint you, James, but Usher does it.
Come on.
Is it me?
Daisy also agrees because she says, James, it won't be easy to beat Usher. Usher, please.
Usher has everything put together, and he's such a calm and respectful guy. So that's why the older people love him, the younger people love him. Like, I don't know what it is about Usher.
No, so Zibby, when you say the younger people, that's arguable because I think that a lot of the Gen Zs will go for Chris Brown.
Maybe because they don't know too much about Usher, but they only need to go back and see what Usher has done, what he's still doing.
Trust me, they might not.
Let's read some messages.
Yes, we should read some messages. Xavier says, "Hey guys, yes, Zibby, Usher has been to Nigeria. The concert spanned 3 editions for 3 years. Usher came in the first year, Chris Brown came in the second year. Wow. To be honest, I don't know who to pick, but both will pull up a show. Usher is the ladies' man, classy ladies' man. Chris is the bad girls' man.
Is the bad, yeah, correct.
Zibby, calm down. Each have their fans."
I'm calm.
Aniwara said, Chris Brown and Usher already had a dance-off in 2010, and Chris won.
Who decided? Who decided who the winner was? What was the basis of those votes?
2010? I don't know. Well, where did it happen? I mean, I also believe that the Verzuz they were talking about here is the same one that happens on Instagram Live and
yes,
YouTube
that's
Live,
the
right?
Verzuz.
You know, so that's, I don't know if they
and let's not forget, Usher
I don't know.
Performed on stage with Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson gave him his flowers. And
Please,
that's
Zibby.
a huge seal of approval.
Zibby, calm down. That's also because Usher was in that era. Can you even imagine how old Chris Brown would have been at the time?
Yes, he was young, granted.
He was young.
But when you put Chris and Usher together, Chris looks like he's Chris Brown's, he's Usher's, strange
protege.
No
doubt. No, you can't say that as well. I mean, you can say that if you want to, but yes, so they are not even mates. But we are in this. Why are we having this conversation at all? It's because of R&B. We're talking about showmanship. We're talking about
it's
performance,
the whole package, yeah.
music. I mean, everything. So yes, it would be nice to really have both of them. I mean, when I've been I'm opportune to have come from the era of Usher into this whole Chris Brown, and even to date. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, I'll be able to connect to both of them, their music and everything. But I'm just feeling like a lot of the younger generations who are actually more in numbers will gravitate more towards Chris Brown than Usher. That's the way I see it. But yes, we've come to watch Usher. I've seen Usher as an actor, as everything. Even till now, he's still hosting one of those events, in America. So he's still doing very well. He's still very much relevant.
Okay, we are out of time. Can we read two messages at least really quickly?
All right, Xavier says, I would have preferred Chris Brown and Jason Derulo. They are age mates and would be better balanced.
Chris Brown will have an easy day over Jason Derulo.
Derulo is struggling, though.
That alone is amazing. Plus, he's less tainted by scandals. Chris's catalog hits repertoire and collab churn is definitely unmatched by Usher, in my opinion. But why can't we just enjoy both insanely gifted talents and just appreciate that? We are wired naturally to compare.
No, but what the concept of Verzuz? What does it mean, or what does
comparing
it stand for?
Two great artists coming together, and then everyone celebrates the music.
Yeah.
Right, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much, James, for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
James on YouTube, the James and Oris Show. Just stay with us. Lagos Talk starts from 9 a.m. Thank you, James.
Thanks for having me, Zibby. Thank you, Ayo.